Hello, everyone. In this final video, we are going to look at our last example of setting up and simplifying a difference quotient. So now our function is this quadratic polynomial, f of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 7. So what we first want to do is plug in x plus h to compute f of x plus h. So everywhere where I saw an x in the previous rule or format of f of x, I'm going to plug in my x plus h. So that'll look like x plus h squared plus 3 times x plus h minus 7. So I'm going to go ahead and expand out these terms just so I have f of x plus h written in a simplified form as possible. So what does that look like? Well, I have to FOIL out x plus h squared. So we can just look at that on the side. X plus h squared looks like x plus h times x plus h. So that looks like x squared, multiplying first. Outsides would be plus xh, and then insides plus another x plus h. So I get 2xh, then plus h squared. So that's this first term here. So I'm going to write x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And I'm going to bring that 3 into each term, the x and the h. So I get plus 3x plus 3h and minus 7. All right, so there's a lot of computations we're making here. And once we set up the original difference quotient, it might look kind of involved, like there are a lot of moving parts. But what's really beautiful about a lot of these difference quotients is that a lot of terms will cancel for us and simplify down really nicely. So let's go ahead and set that up. So I'm first going to have my f of x plus h. So I'm going to write this whole term here. So that looks like x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 3x plus 3h minus 7. From there, I'm going to subtract all of f of x. So again, using parentheses here to make sure I keep all of my terms that I'm going to be subtracting together. So I'm going to subtract x squared plus 3x minus 7. And then that's just our numerator, folks. So we have to divide by h. So just take a moment to pause here and appreciate all this beautiful work you just did. I have my f of x plus h written first, subtracting my f of x, and then dividing by h. Okay, so now let's go ahead and bring that negative into the terms for f of x, and then we'll take a step back and see what cancels. So just copying this down, I have x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus 3x plus 3h minus 7 minus x squared minus 3x plus 7. So notice how the sign on my 7 here changed from negative to positive. Okay, great work. Take a moment to just breathe and appreciate all that hard work you just did. And now let's go ahead and look at what might cancel in the numerator. So take a moment to pause the video and identify any like terms and combine them. And now let's look together. So we see an x squared term and a minus x squared term. So those two terms cancel out. Then I see a plus 3x and a minus 3x. So those two terms cancel out. And we also have a negative 7 and a positive 7. So those two terms cancel out. Anything else cancels at this point? So nothing else just within the numerator. So let's go ahead and just write out what we have left in the numerator. So we have 2xh plus h squared plus 3h all over h. So are there any like terms in that numerator? Well, you might notice that we have, didn't mean to erase, meant to highlight, we have an h in each term. So let's go ahead and factor out that h. So that looks like we have an h in each term. So that looks like 2x plus h plus 3 will remain when we factor out that h. And now, do we see anything that cancels? Beautiful. The h in the numerator cancels with the h in the denominator. So we are left with 2x plus h plus 3. Is there any other simplification we can do? Doesn't look like it. And another way we can check to make sure that we are done is check. Can we plug in h equals 0? If h was 0, then we just get 2x plus 3, and that would be okay. No issues there. So our answer is 2x plus h plus 3. All right, thanks for all of your hard work.